The Texas Republican Party has voted to keep its arms open to Nazis and white supremacists, sending them the message, don't worry, y'all, you're still welcome here, because, we believe the same things. According to a report in the Texas Tribune, in a 32-29 vote on Saturday, members of the Texas GOP's executive committee had stripped a pro-Israel resolution of a clause that would have included a ban on Nazi sympathizers and Holocaust deniers. So look at the context there. A pro-Israel, we love Israel, but you couldn't even attach a ban on Nazis and Holocaust deniers. Wow. I mean, look, that ban should have been a slam dunk. But no. This was triggered after a prominent conservative activist and fundraiser had hosted white nationalist Nick Fuentes. So back in October, the Texas Tribune published photos of Fuentes, an avowed admirer of Adolf Hitler, who has called for a holy war against Jews, entering and leaving the offices of Pale Horse Strategies, a consulting firm for far-right candidates and movements. Pale Horse Strategies is owned by Jonathan Stickland, a former state representative, and at the time, leader of the political action committee Defend Texas Liberty. That two West Texas oil billionaires have used to fund right-wing movements, candidates, and politicians in the state, including Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Attorney General Ken Paxton. The chair of the Texas Republican Party, Matt Rinaldi, was also there, but denies meeting with Fuentes. Oh, yeah, no, I was totally there with somebody else. Nick who? I don't know her. Coffee boy. Okay, so look, that was a fairly big scandal in Texas, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you might have missed it. After all, Nick Fuentes, guy gets around. Okay. Look, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, got herself in trouble by speaking at a literal white nationalist conference that Fuentes was at. Oh, look, there you go, besties. Then you also had, of course, Alex Jones hosting Nick Fuentes and Kanye West.
You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh man! Well, I have to disagree with that. The most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay. I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it? There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
And of course, who could forget the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, bringing both of them in for dinner. So dinner with white nationalists, neo-Nazis, is kind of a thing that Republicans keep on doing. So are we surprised? And yet, how does this keep happening? I don't understand why people keep calling us Nazis. But it gets worse. Not only did this ban fail on this resolution, but roughly half the board attempted to try to strike their names off the record, to hide their votes. Oh, come on! How much more obvious is it that you know that you're doing the wrong thing when you're like, quick, hide the votes, hide the record of our votes, so we'll do it anonymously. Oh boy, is it gonna look bad that we're not banning Nazis? Okay, well, how about we just ban the Nazis? No, got a better idea. Why don't we just hide the vote? Nobody's gonna know. Wow. And you're gonna love the reasons too, by the way. The Tribune, in their report, writes, in at times tense debate on Saturday, members argued that words like tolerate or anti-Semitism were too vague or subjective. Wait, what? Hold on. It gets better. The ban, some argued, was akin to Marxist and leftist tactics and would create guilt by association that could be problematic for the party, its leaders, and candidates. Gee, I wonder why that would be a problem. Oh, right, it's because some of them pal around with Nazis. It could put you on a slippery slope, said committee member Dan Tully. Or, you could avoid that by not hanging out with Nazis. Now, Rinaldi, who didn't vote in the ban, argued that anti-Semitism is not a serious problem on the right. And then questioned what it would mean to, quote, tolerate those who espouse it. I don't see any anti-Semitic, pro-Nazi, or Holocaust denial movement on the right that has any significant traction whatsoever, he said. Former president, Republican president, had dinner with a neo-Nazi, with a white supremacist. Okay? Nearly half of all Republican voters believe in something called the Great Replacement. What is that? Great Replacement theory is a claim where they claim that Jews are intentionally bringing in immigrants into the United States for the purpose of replacing white people. I mean, you can't get any more anti-Semitic conspiracy theory than that. This is a belief that has proliferated on the right wing thanks to people like Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk, who has endorsed it. 4 sitting members of Congress also have openly espoused it. Another May 2020 poll by Yahoo News and YouGov also found that 61% of people who voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 presidential election believe that the Great Replacement theory is real. Nowhere else but on the far right do you have a majority of people eagerly buying into white nationalist conspiracy theories. Weird. A May 2022 poll by the Associated Press found that a third of American adults believe that an effort was underway to replace native-born Americans with immigrants for electoral gains. The poll found that those who reported themselves as viewers of conservative and far-right media outlets were more likely to believe the theory, with 45% of One American News Network and Newsmax viewers, 31% of Fox News viewers believing in it, as opposed to 13% of CNN and 11% of MSNBC viewers. But, Rinaldi's like, I don't see it. What? White supremacy? Or neo-Nazi belief? I don't see it. I don't see nothing. What? It's literally the entire Republican immigration argument now. We can't let them people in there. They're taking their germs. Dangerous, dirty Marxist left are busting in them peoples to replace you. Who's busting in them people? George Soros. Of course. So I don't think it should be any surprise that this vote failed. You know why? Because the right wing, Lindsey Graham put it best.
The Republican Party's racist.
And deeply anti-Semitic as well.